Creator, I greet the new day. I greet the four directions that create the world. The first corner, the second corner, the third corner, the fourth corner are owners of the day. They brought us the good fortune that sustains us on earth. They bring me all things that sustain my spirit. With you there is no failure. We praise the road you have created. Nothing can block the power of spirit. We praise the light of the earth. It sustains the abundance of creation. It brings us the food in the forest. It brings us the sweet things in life. We praise the light of the earth. We praise the light of the earth. Ashe. When beginning your spiritual practice, I always recommend that when opening your prayers or meditations, that you call upon the four corners of the earth. These are the pillars of the earth, your strength, your power, the creators of the day. And we have to understand that we are not doing this alone. Our spiritual practice requires that we call upon the elements of nature and the spiritual realms. The north is associated with earth, the south, fire, the east, wind, and the west, water. Spirit in the center and all around us, the life force within. And then I call upon my ancestors, the Egun. So again, there is no wrong way to do this as long as you call upon the strength of the earth and the spiritual realm. Always calling upon your protections, because we can go into any spiritual practice with the greatest intention, but we must always be safe and honor our protections. We will get protections from our warriors if you are initiate. Those are the guerreros, which are Shango, Batala, Ogun. The list keeps going depending on who you receive. And then you will call and honor the ancestors who provide you protection. I also call on Archangel Michael for protection as well as I'm doing my spirit work. So when being responsible in your magic, you will always remember that responsible magic is one that is strong and protected and done in good character for the highest good of all involved. Once you've made your connection with the spiritual realm, it is necessary and it is your responsibility to maintain and nurture this connection. Otherwise, it will become weak, clouded, inaccessible, and eventually disappear. This connection is nurtured through your prayers, through your daily meditations and offerings. This discipline of maintaining your spiritual practice will make your life much easier, more cohesive. When I begin my work, my prayer work or my spiritual work, and I open the four corners, or some might say casting your circle, I then go into my meditation space. Sometimes I go into a trance or full possession, depending on what I am doing and what spirit needs me to do. Every time I approach my altar, it is different. Never feels exactly the same it did as the first time, but it always feels amazing and necessary. It is a part of my life. It is a part of who I am. And it sustains me. And that's the purpose of doing this work, is to keep you on track, to sustain you, to heal you, to keep you in tune with your physical body and your spiritual body. So when the hygiene is not up to par, you know what you need to do because you're in tuned, and your spiritual team, your ancestors, your guides will give you those nudges, those signs, or even speak very clearly and directly to you and put you back in line, put you back in your iwapele, your kind, gentle character, and set you straight. So that way you don't have to deal with so many obstacles. Life is filled with obstacles. We don't need to add any more. So when I am sitting and doing the work, I always give offering. Offering is my payment and my thank you to my ancestors, my Orisha, my spiritual team. You don't need to know all the names of your ancestors. Sometimes it's impossible depending on our family dynamic. So, honoring the ancestors and those that you do know, I always give offering of fruit, water, coffee. I always give black coffee, no sugar, no cream. I give um, rum if it requires. If you are a sober home, water and coffee will suffice. I never let anything rot on my altar. I will leave items there for maybe 2 or 3 days. If I see that it's rotting, I will return it to the earth sooner. If it requires that it stays longer and it goes to rot, then that is what my Egun asked for. And then I will return the offering to the earth. Again, I always follow my intuition, and in my readings, my divinations, Dafa, DAFA, I ask for what it is that they need from me. And I always give offering to Eshu Elegwa or Papa Legba first. We will discuss Elegwa at a future class, but for now, just know Elegwa is the ruler of your crossroads, your paths, and is the one who brings your requests or prayers to Olodumare, God. So we always give offering to Eshu first before we give to our ancestors and Orisha. And again, if you are unsure of what offering to give, you can never go wrong with fruit and water. We all have the right to pray, worship, honor, and give offering to our ancestors. If you are uninitiated, it does not mean that you cannot read and study materials and build your practice and give offering. What it means is that if you are not an initiate, you cannot perform divination under Ifa until you're given sanction by Tefa, which is the Ifa initiation. So do not feel that you cannot connect with your ancestors, your Egun. You can. It is your divine right. They are there for you. When you are an initiate, that communication, that relationship elevates and changes to something else completely. But where you are at now, you are in the perfect position to honor and connect with them as much as you can. In traditional Ifa African religion culture, everyone is believed to have the ability to communicate, and it is their obligation to communicate with the ancestors on a daily basis. According to Ifa oral tradition, communication with your ancestors is a birthright, does not require any special sanctions. Sometimes communication with your ancestors can simply involve remembering a revered ancestor and making use of their memory as a basis for making an important decision. In many ways, ancestor communication is an extension of the training and wisdom we receive from our elders in this life, our parents, our grandparents, aunts, uncles. In Yoruba culture, it is common for the uninitiated to make direct contact with ancestor spirits. And they always communicate with you through your dreams. That's why it is so important for you to document your dreams as much as you can. Through your dreams, you will receive information that will assist you in this life's journey. They will provide you with visions, prophetic dreams, guidance, warnings, even blessings, confirmations through your dreams. This is why it is so important to have that daily communication with them and give them offering. There are a number of ways to set up your ancestor altar or shrine. Some of the ways can be very complex and require direct training. But for many of us who don't have access to our elders of our direct lineage, it is recommended that we create an ancestor shrine that has the minimal elements. The elements should be that of the north, south, east, and west. You can add pictures or things that remind you of your ancestors, and this is where you will go to communicate directly, either through vision, altered states, meditation, or divination. Your shrine or altar will always go through modifications. It will always be changing. You will find a place in your home or apartment that can be used for your meditation and prayer. You want to make sure the area is clean. You can do this by cleansing the space with smoke with cleansing herbs such as sage, rosemary, palo santo, white copal incense. Also making sure that the floors and walls are cleansed. I use rose waters, Florida waters, and sometimes ammonia. I always have a beautiful aromatic scent flowing through my home of cedar and sage. The plume of smoke generates throughout the house. Every corner of every room filled with smoke, asking that all negative influences be removed from my home and my space, and to bring in peace and abundance. I will share with you a prayer that I use to call upon my ancestors at this time. I pay homage to the spirit of the ancestors. I pay homage to my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents. I pay homage to my lineage. I pay homage to the spirit of the leaves. Send away the spirit of death. Send away illness. Send away all gossip. Ashe. I speak this prayer directly over the leaves. And when I complete the prayer, I breathe on the leaves. And I say, enough. To. Enough. And continue to breathe into the leaves. This is known as placing your spiritual power onto the prayer. You have consecrated and blessed the leaves and the home and the space. As I walk through the space, fanning the smoke, I keep my conscious thoughts focused on the intention of cleansing and doing my spiritual work. The smoke will magnify whatever your thoughts are and whatever you are projecting into the room. So make sure your thoughts support your intention. After the space is cleansed with the smoke, you will use the same process to cleanse your physical body. You will start with the front of your body and moving the smoke around your feet to the top of your head and down your back. Each pass should be in the same direction. Do not move the smoke from front to back and then back to front, because this would be returning the influence to the place where they were removed. So once the area has been cleansed, you can seal the space with water and herbs. I do this by sprinkling water, cool water in the space. I also have sprays, and this is a way of locking in that positive effect of prayer and invocation. There's a wide range of herbs. I have several different ones that I've created and others that I've bought from fellow practitioners. It really is what feeds my spirit for that day and moment. I will provide you an example of how I open and close one of my prayer cycles meditations. There are many ways that I do this, and again, there is no one way. But this way is effective, and it is also safe for those who are not initiates. If you are an initiate, please follow the teachings of your Babalao. If you do not have a Babalao, please email me at contact@oldschoolbruja.com so that I can connect you with a proper Babalao, and also I can teach you the proper initiation prayers and format. Let us begin. So I begin by sprinkling a drop of water on the floor, several drops of water on Eshu. Eshu first, and what I say is Ile tutu, Eshu tutu, Ire orumila, meaning spirits of the earth, the divine messenger, and spirit of destiny, be cool and bring me good fortune. Cool, meaning clear and calm, so that I can facilitate easy communication. Begin by calling upon the four corners. Creator, I greet the new day. I greet the four directions that create the world. The first corner, the second corner, the third corner, the fourth corner are owners of the day. They brought us the good fortune that sustains us on earth. They bring me all the things that sustain my spirit. With you there is no failure. We praise the road you have created. Nothing can block the power of spirit. We praise the light of the earth. It sustains the abundance of creation. It brings us the food of the forest. It brings us the sweet things in life. We praise the light of the earth. We praise the light of the earth. Ashe. I call upon the spirit of the north. I call upon the spirit of the south. I call upon the spirit of the east. I call upon the spirit of the west. I call upon the spirit within and all around me. I call upon my protection. I ask for Archangel Michael to stand guard and keep me from harm. I ask my ancestors to come in and provide me with wisdom and guidance. I ask my spirit guides to come close and provide me with clarity and direction. The circle is cast. I am now ready to work in the highest intention with the highest good for all. Ashe. I always take a moment and allow all of that energy to flow in. And I begin my work. Whether it is spell work, prayer work, honoring my ancestors and Orisha, I will just go ahead and do what I need to do within that energy space. There is no time limit. It is totally between you and your spiritual team. When closing out, I always give thanks. I give thanks to the spirit of the north. I give thanks to the spirit of the south. I give thanks to the spirit of the east, and I give thanks to the spirit of the west. I give thanks to spirit within and all around me. I give thanks to Archangel Michael for your protection. I give thanks to my ancestors. I honor you and I lift you up. And I give thanks to all those who showed up for me today. The circle is now closed and I am free to go. And all those who showed up are free to return from which they came. And that is usually how I will close out, providing I give offering and I stay in a cool head. I always journal my experience to keep it for future reference. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson and continue to work on your practice. And remember, it is the only thing that you need to sustain you, to keep you going, is your spiritual team. When you are in alignment with your spiritual team, you are in alignment with your mind, your spirit, your environment, and your community. Stay consistent and be kind to yourself. Ashe.